Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. No goodbyes. No goodbyes.
Certainly not from a distance.
Gregor,
So
what do you
good.
think?
I'm happy for that.
Lily, how are things going to work in terms of having faculty and friends join us? Could you walk us through that?
Yeah, great question. So because this meeting is pretty well secured and we are going to have a separate meeting for the reception afterwards, at which faculty and staff and also any of your families who are attending are welcome to join. And Dean Prager, I believe you're going to be there. Is that correct? So it'll just be a little chance to congratulate each other, talk, hang out. So I will send the link to that as we're approaching the end of the ceremony,
Okay.
so that you guys can all share that with your families if they'd like to attend. Real quick right now, speaking of your families, unfortunately, we have a different link than we originally intended for the live stream. So I'm going to send it in the chat right now, but this is where your families can watch. So sorry about that.
We'll wait and give you all time to communicate with your family members by whatever method you think will work to get this new information to them.
Yeah, it's in the chat, and I can help anybody who
Real quick right
needs
now.
it. Okay, Dean Wiseman, if you're ready, we can go ahead and start doing roll call.
I'm gonna take a moment more because I seem to have misplaced one of the things I know that I had not all that long ago. Oh, I see where it is.
So I'm gonna go ahead and call everyone's name. And when I say your name, instead of just saying here, what I'd like you to do is say two words: I passed. So when you hear your name, say the word I passed, and we'll know you're here and ready to be sworn in. Welcome, everybody. We are thrilled that you're here with us today. We are joined by Judge Deborah Brazil and Judge Otis Wright, who will be administering the oaths to each of you to become members of the bar, the state bar in Judge Brazil's case, and the federal bar in Judge Wright's case. We're also joined by Dean Prager, and I believe I saw incoming Dean Dickerson might be here with us as well. So I just want to start by saying just a word of congratulations. Congratulations, you did it. You passed one of the toughest bars in the nation. We are so thrilled for you and cannot wait to watch you begin your careers in the law at a really exciting time. So without further ado, I'm going to begin calling your names. And when you hear your name, please say, I pass. Okay, in alphabetical order: Brianna Abrigo. Brianna, are you here with us? Okay, we'll come back. Rodrigo Aguilar. Rodrigo, I see you. You passed. Wonderful. Michelle Alamari.
I passed.
Congratulations, Michelle. Nicole Christman.
I passed.
Congratulations, Nicole.
Thank you.
Marina Davtien.
I passed.
Congratulations, Marina. Haley Gallo. Haley, are you with us? All right, I'll come back to you. Cheyenne Garcia.
I passed.
Am I saying your name right?
Close enough. Cheyenne.
Cheyenne. Okay, congratulations, Cheyenne. Brian Gould.
I passed.
Congratulations, Brian. Syed Saad Kazmi.
I passed.
Congratulations, Syed. Jameson Kearney.
I passed.
Congratulations, Jameson.
Thank you.
Madusha Nanayakara.
I passed.
Congratulations, Madusha. Sean O'Halloran. Sean, are you with us? All right, we'll come back to you. Elise Okada. I can see you, but
I passed.
you passed, Elise. Congratulations. Remy Ozer. Remy, can you unmute yourself so we can hear you?
Yeah, sorry, I passed.
Wonderful. Congratulations, Remy. Paige Pardo.
I passed.
Congratulations, Paige. Iwana Raduku.
I passed.
Congratulations, Iwana.
Thank you.
Jordan Ramsey.
I passed.
Congratulations, Jordan. Erica Siegel.
Passed.
Congratulations, Erica. Julie Takash.
I passed.
Congratulations, Julie. Hike Tergavondian.
I passed.
Congratulations, Hike. Krista Thayer.
I passed.
Congratulations, Krista.
Thank you.
Ian Toe.
Passed.
Congratulations, Ian. Leticia Fabiola Valencia.
I passed.
Congratulations, Leticia.
Thank you.
All right, just going back and reading some names I've already read. I didn't hear a response. Brianna Abrego. Brianna, are you here? All right. Haley Gallo. Okay. And Sean O'Halloran. All righty. All except for 3 people on the list are present with us. I just a quick reminder that after our ceremony is over, we are hosting a reception to visit with the dean and faculty and staff. And so please go to the link that Lily is going to post in the chat when the ceremony is over. And we will, and you can join us for discussion and merrymaking after the ceremony is over. But without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to our beloved Dean, Susan Westerberg Prager.
So about the reception afterwards, I don't know that I would call it so much a reception as a conversation. This spontaneously happened after we did the swearing in for the summer grads this year, and people really enjoyed connecting with one another and talking with one another and sharing their experiences and advising us on what advice we should be giving to people coming behind you and working to conquer this bar. So we just want this to be a great conversation, taking any direction you all would like. Tonight, of course, is a celebration of you and your tremendous hard work. But I know that some of your families are with us tonight listening and will be with us in the segment afterwards. So I think I'd like to ask all of you to applaud and share your amazing support system, family, friends, loved ones who might be on Zoom tonight. And I'd also like to recognize our many staff and faculty who played a significant role in your preparing. So thank you. And I particularly want to note, the tremendous devotion that each and every member of our tremendously hardworking Bar Passage and academic success staff gave to a number of you as you were still here and beyond. And I think this exciting record that you all have compiled is a tribute to you and also to the many who supported you in multiple ways. But even as we celebrate, I always ask you to think about those friends and colleagues that you have who have not passed. Think of how you can be helpful to them as you speak to them about taking the bar, and asking them to do the hard work that you did, or demonstrating for them what worked for you. And what we know statistically is that if you do 90% of the work that we're recommending that you do, you will pass at a very high rate. And that's what's going into this really impressive record that you all are accomplishing. And it's a tremendous gift that you're giving to your law school. So now the class of 2020, within 1 year of the bar exam, has a 90% pass rate. That is reaching over 90%, a year shorter than the classes before you, essentially. The class of 2019 is now within 2 years, 4 attempts at 92.90%. Let's call that 93. Congratulations, everyone in that class. 2018 is at 91% within 3 years. I could go on, but as you know, it's time consuming and draining and diverting to have to confront this bar multiple times. Many of you know that. Others of you were first time takers. We're very, very proud of the fact that of the first time takers, you passed at a rate of 57%. But our second time takers had an incredibly strong rate. I believe it's 14 of 17 of you second time takers passed. So you deserve special congratulations, I think. We're fortunate to have two of the most loyal Southwestern alums that I've encountered in my 8 years. Judge Deborah Brazil of the class of 1996 and Judge Otis Wright of the class of 1980, judge of the Federal District Court. And of course, without those two special people, we could not achieve the important practical purpose of this event, and we would not experience the pleasure of you all sharing your formal entry into the bar with one another and with your law school. So Otis and Deborah, thank you so much. The California swearing in will come first, and it will be administered by Judge Brazil, who was also became an adjunct faculty member in 2008 and continued that role, very consistently for some time thereafter. During the pandemic, and I know, Deborah, you will correct me if I'm wrong, but my sense is that very soon after presiding Judge Kevin Brazil, who was our graduation speaker for the 2020s this weekend, sent you all home for 3 days. I'm not sure that he even got you to go home, but I think you were one of the first people back, and your criminal courtroom has remained open and working throughout the pandemic. So I think in a way you have had the most atypical experience of anyone that I know going in and doing your job and doing it with such incredible dedication. Notwithstanding her incredible ability and accomplishments, Deborah Brazil is also such a welcoming and approachable person. I think some of you will remember her coming to Southwestern and encouraging you to contact her and come to her chambers and meet with her. And she has done this now with hundreds of Southwestern students over the years and takes, such a deep interest in all of them. Here at Southwestern, she had two exceptional role models and mentors, the late Professor Karen Smith, a tremendously loved and appreciated member of the clinical faculty, and are still very much alive, Professor Catherine Carpenter, person who probably taught half of the members who are of our graduates who are being sworn in today. Deborah loved having strong women to look up to and recognize that they were not only knowledgeable, they were also extremely compassionate. I think they inspired her to be the type of graduate who cares about prospective students, current students, and recent graduates, just as we hope she will inspire many of you to be that. During her second year at Southwestern, some district attorneys encouraged her to apply for a law clerk position after they observed her performing in a moot court round. She applied, was accepted, and assigned to the Compton DA's office. Still a student, she conducted many preliminary hearings and even tried a misdemeanor domestic violence case. Deborah is a UCLA undergrad who thought she was heading to a career in the entertainment industry. So I mentioned that because that is also one of those stories about how your ideas change as you go through law school and beyond. And now to Judge Wright, an incredible man. He has served as a trustee of Southwestern. His caring for Southwestern students has been evident for such a long time. He was born in Tuskegee, Alabama, a year or so before the Tuskegee Airmen returned to the US after World War II. As a young man, he joined the Marines, and after that service, as so many do or have over the years, he chose to live in Southern California, where he joined the LA County Sheriff's Department as a deputy sheriff. He earned his undergraduate degree from Cal State LA, and then fortunately for us, he decided to attend law school at Southwestern. He began his legal career as a deputy attorney general, and then went on to broad-ranging civil litigation practice. And he did that for more than 20 years before he was appointed to the LA Superior Court. Otis, I've often thought that you must have been really impressive as a new judge, because it was only 2 years later that you were nominated to the Federal District Court for the Central District of California, which I think is the largest and most active district in the entire nation. One of the cautions I have to provide is this man is not only a person of considerable intelligence, but he has a quick and quick and wry wit. And I am often finding myself having to listen very carefully to try to determine whether he's serious or just kidding. Judge Wright has been so wonderful in welcoming Southwestern graduates to his clerkship in his chambers and externs to his chambers. He, like Deborah, has been such an important mentor to so many, many students. I neglected to say that, Deborah was a DA, a very accomplished DA, and perhaps it was a very high-profile trial, that of Conrad Murray and Michael Jackson's death, that brought her to the attention of the governor. But I suspect that the governor's office had their eye on her even before that trial. So what we're going to do is Judge Brazil will swear you in to the California bar. And after she does that, Vice Dean Weisman will call upon Judge Wright. Deborah, Judge Brazil.
Thank you, Dean Prager, for such a wonderful and warm welcome. It has been my honor to be involved with Southwestern while you've served as our leader in such a distinguished way. So I would include you as one of my role models of a strong, accomplished female. And I thank you for all that you have done for our law school and me personally. Welcome, bar passers and family and friends. I am so honored to be here this evening. This is one of the most rewarding events that I participate in because everyone is so happy. And I wish that I were sitting in front of you on the dais next to my friend, Judge Wright, because there's nothing I enjoy more than looking out in the audience of all of you seated in front of us in a semicircle. You're smiling, but the look of love and pride on your family and friends' faces is something that I wish you could see through my eyes, because you would truly see how special you are and how proud of you that they all are. So I hope that with the next group that are in your shoes, we'll be able to be together. This is a moment tonight that I hope each one of you will take in. And I mean that sincerely. We let so many moments of life go by so fast, and they are pushed aside for new moments and new accomplishments. But tonight, while we celebrate and admit you into the California State Bar and the federal bar, this is a moment that I want you to cherish deep inside, because I can promise you that until the day you die, you will likely remember the moment you passed the bar. That moment for me was only slightly superseded when I received the call from the governor's office advising me that I was being appointed to the bench. So those are my professional highlights. Of course, it pales in comparison to our personal feelings and our family members and the people that we love. But professionally, this will be a moment that you will always remember and you'll always be proud of. You studied in your last years of law school under very difficult and challenging circumstances. The pandemic and all of the physical and psychological and emotional effects will reverberate in all of us for many years to come. In fact, we will be studied as a population as to how we survived and how we recovered from this pandemic that killed hundreds of thousands of people in a year's time. You all are warriors who never gave up and never stopped believing in yourself. You never let your goals go unnoticed. You prepared yourself to be here today, to pass the bar by setting for yourself and for your colleagues at Southwestern a new bar of excellence. You reached a new level of excellence under extraordinary circumstances. The remote classes, then the remote bar with new rules, even regarding when you can use the bathroom. You were often cut off from family, loved ones, and friends who would have given you the in-person support that you no doubt needed as you prepared for the arduous task of taking the bar. You didn't have scratch paper for the performance tests. There were software glitches, living situations that perhaps made it difficult for you to find a quiet place to focus and memorize the law. And all of this time occurring around you was the prospect of catching a virus that might kill you or kill the people that you live with and the people that you love. You triumphed over extremely adverse circumstances, and anyone who has ever taken a bar in any of the 50 states will tell you that it is a challenge. It challenges your personal perseverance and your belief in yourself that, frankly, you're smart enough to pass the bar, which of course you are. You succeeded when the entire world faced the challenge of a virus that we didn't often understand, and certainly were ill-equipped to fight in the beginning. But when faced with those challenges, you persevered. And look what you've accomplished in the worst of times. You supported and encouraged one another. And within yourselves, I know that each of you found a deep well of your own personal strength. And remember, no one can ever take that from any of you. You have deep within yourself a reservoir of strength that you will need to draw on as you practice law. Because as Dean Prager said, the preparation for the bar is very arduous, but what she didn't tell you is the practice of law is equally arduous. At one point in your life, when you started law school or before, you may have looked to law school professors, as I did, to provide a role model and someone that you perceived to be successful that you wanted to emulate. You may have been inspired by an attorney that you know, or even a character in a movie, or perhaps a judge as a role model. However, I want you all to understand that you are role models for people now. Because of your tenacity, focus, and discipline, you are role models for all the Southwestern graduates who come behind you to pass the bar and be in your position, because you have shown them how this challenge of the bar, even under the most difficult circumstances, can be conquered with the support of the law school and the academic support programs that they offer. What you have learned in preparation from your professors, you are role models for the people who come after you, for people in your family, for people you are mentor, for people you haven't even met yet. You will be a role model by showing them that triumph can come from challenges. To those of you who passed the bar the first time, well done. To those of you who passed the bar on the second try, I want to offer you my special congratulations, because it takes a strong person to find it within themselves to take the bar again and perhaps again. So to those of you who triumphed the second or repeat time, good for you, because you have an even higher degree of reinforcement that you have what it takes to succeed as a practitioner. In the past, I've had the honor of participating in this swearing-in event, and I have spoken to the new admittees about the need for hard work, integrity, professionalism. I don't have to speak to those issues with you. You've already demonstrated that you have it, and I see you. What I do want to encourage you is, as you go forward in the practice, I want you to focus and think about being kind to yourself and kind to others. Don't underestimate how difficult this time frame has been, not only on you, but on the people that you are going to encounter when you go into the workforce under changed circumstances. You may be entering a practice at a firm that is remote or different than what you once imagined. It's important that you are kind to yourself and you take care of yourself. That will enable you to practice at the highest level possible. As you begin your journey as members of the California State Bar, remember that today is an historic day for you and your family and the people who love you. As you look out on the larger world that you'll be practicing in, we have the first woman in American history elected to national office as a vice president. Our current presidential administration is committed to unifying our country, to addressing racial injustice, in advancing financial insecurity for all segments of our population, immigration reform, protecting the environment, and engaging in diplomatic relations to create a world of greater peace. I remind you of these world events and circumstances to remind you that each of you are entering a profession that manifests change in our society. There's no greater power than the power to make change. And each of you, by virtue of your legal education and your privilege to practice law, each of you will be an agent of change in our society. Please remember that you are privileged. Each of you represent the 1% by virtue of your education and the power that you have. And make no mistake, no matter what type of law each of you practice, each of you will make change in the lives of individuals. When you represent a client in a civil matter who's been injured, you'll be making that injured person whole by representing them. When you defend a person or prosecute a person charged with a criminal offense, you are making change and a contribution to our criminal justice system and seeking justice for a victim of crime and making sure that a criminally charged defendant has her constitutional rights protected when the government files a charge. When you're preparing a merger agreement for a business that will stimulate the economy and create jobs, you are changing the world. When you protect an artist against copyright infringement, when you protect a worker against an unsafe workplace, when you prepare a person's will or trust, or you finalize an adoption, you are making a change in the world. There are many important contributions each of you will make, and we need you to achieve our goals for a just and equal society. In a moment, you will each stand and take an oath to honor and defend our Constitution, to faithfully discharge the duties of an attorney, and to conduct yourself at all times with dignity, courtesy, and integrity. These are not just words. These are truths that thousands have taken before you and will after you. There is nothing more important than your integrity and your word. As you go forward and practice, you must be ever mindful that as an officer of the court, you have duties to discharge and you are bound by those duties. And in order to accomplish everything that you've worked so hard to accomplish, I know that you will conduct yourselves at all times with dignity, courtesy, and integrity. I have every confidence that each of you will do this every day as you practice law and become leaders in your community, because you have shown us what you are capable of. You have shown us all who you are. And we at Southwestern, the staff, the professors, the administration, including the incoming dean, we all see you. We see who you are, and thank you for your hard work. In closing, before I administer the oath and admit each of you to the California State Bar, I will ask you to consider this final thought. Act with love as you practice law. I know that sounds perhaps strange to some of you. There's not a course in law school on that. But I say this to you because I see hundreds of attorneys practicing in front of me. And when I ask you to consider acting with love, it's love for yourself, love for other people, and love of the law. Because when you act with love, you will change our world for the better. This is your day, and I hope you enjoy every moment of it, and you celebrate you with the people that you love. Next, please stand, and I will administer the oath to you. Lily, can you put the oath on the screen for me, please?
Just a second.
And do we want people to unmute themselves so we can hear them saying?
Yes, and actually they probably don't need to stand. That's a reflexive request that I've made. You can certainly remain seated, but as Dean Prager said, please unmute yourself so that we can all hear you with your responses. Everybody ready?
Yes.
Excellent. Please repeat after me. I solemnly swear
I solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will
faithfully discharge
the duties of an attorney and counselor at law
The
duties of an attorney and counselor at law
to the best of my knowledge and ability
to the
best of my knowledge and ability
as an officer of the court.
As an
as an officer of the court.
I will strive to conduct myself
I will strive to conduct myself
conduct myself
at all times
at all times
with dignity,
with dignity,
courtesy,
courtesy,
and integrity.
and integrity.
integrity.
Congratulations, everyone. Welcome to the California State Bar.
Congratulations, everybody. In a moment, I'm going to hand the mic over to Judge Wright to make any remarks he wishes to make and to administer the oath so you can become members of the federal bar. Before doing that, there's a statement that I need to make first. I, Dove Weissman, do hereby certify as follows. I am a member in good standing of the Bar of the United States District of the California District, the Central District of California. I know the petitioners for admission to the bar of this court, and I affirm that said petitioners are of good moral character and are members of the bar of the state of California in good standing on the date of the petition herein. Therefore, I move that the petitioners be admitted to the United States District Court for the Central District of California. Judge Wright.
All right, Dean Weissman, I have never denied that motion, and I'm not going to start today. I do want to once again thank Dean Prager. She is always so gracious about the lies that she tells about me, and I will miss her dearly. UCLA's loss was a serious blessing to Southwestern and certainly to me. And Dean Prager, you will be sorely, sorely missed. As always, Judge Brazil literally covers the waterfront with very sage advice, and I hope you will all heed that advice. And I am not going to keep you from the reception, but I do want to simply remind you of one thing. None of us achieves success and reaches various goals that we set in life alone. There's always someone who has helped us. I have had a guardian angel who has made sure that I have reached where I am now. You be someone's guardian angel. Remember, once you have established yourself at your agency, at your firm, at your corporation, remember to reach back and pull up someone else. You owe that. As Judge Brazil said, you are privileged. You are some of the privileged few, and with that goes responsibilities. Aside from practicing law with integrity and dignity, and I have to agree with Judge Brazil and with love. Help other people. You be the change. All right. Now, with respect to those who wish to practice in federal court, I wish it were all of you. I would like you to raise your right hand and repeat after me. You will not have the benefit of visual aids. I solemnly swear.
I solemnly swear.
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the government of the United States.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the government of the United States.
That I will maintain the respect due to the courts of justice.
That I will maintain the respect
due to the courts of justice
and judicial officers.
And
judicial officers.
That I will demean myself as an attorney.
that I will demean myself as an attorney,
Proctor, advocate, solicitor.
proctor, advocate,
solicitor,
and counselor of this court.
and counselor of this court.
According to law, so help me God.
According to law, so help me God.
Congratulations, you're now members of the United States District Court for the Central District of California. Congratulations and welcome.
I'd like to offer thanks to Judge Brazil and Judge Wright for being here with us today, for their wonderful heartfelt remarks and for administering the oaths. I'd like to offer congratulations to all of you again and to your families. You did it. You made us proud. We can't wait to watch you go out into the world and make your mark. And I'd just like to remind you that we'll be having a reception class / conversation now. The link to that has now been posted in the chat. Feel free to forward that link to your loved ones. They can join us as well. We hope that you will join us so we can have a little bit of time to talk and just connect with each other and continue to celebrate you on this momentous achievement.
Congratulations, everyone. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Congrats, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.